Hey everybody, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the rise of the micro brands.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
All right, welcome to the show today. We have my buddy Kevin King coming back on. He's going to be joining us in just about a minute, and we'll be diving right into it. So we're going to be talking a little bit of anything Amazon. We'll be talking also a little bit about brands. I just had an idea just as I came onto the podcast, so I had to go up and grab some really cool brand related things that just came. And anyways, before we get into it, Kels, where are you?
I'm here.
Hello, Kelsey.
Hello, how are you?
Is it sunny in Toronto today?
I haven't looked outside today, to be honest. I've been in my room working away, so.
Oh, that sounds like a Beach Boy song. So, all right. So welcome, everybody. Load up your questions. This is going to be a good one. I'm not sure exactly how long Kevin has today. And we will be doing a special giveaway for the chocolates, right?
That's right. So we have a great sponsor, Brit Treats. I highly recommend you check them out, but I put the links in the bio. But if you use hashtag the King, you'll be entered into the draw to win. I believe it's a tin of Cadbury Heroes chocolate. It's like 800 grams. It's very delicious.
If you want to check out a really cool brand, check it out. They're Alan's a great friend of the show. We don't have an affiliate. We don't do anything like that. But he has done an amazing job on branding his product. We were lucky enough to get a box a couple of weeks back. And just the way that he's packaged everything, it's everything that we preach. So anyways, next, what do you got to do, Kels?
Okay, so just to remind everyone, that's US only.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Sorry, everyone else.
Yeah.
That's the
and by the way, we're still waiting for Kev to come on. I know that he was a little bit delayed, but if you do have the questions, just put them into the podcast. If you have any specific questions for myself or Kelsey, happy to talk to you about them.
And of course, you can join our Facebook group, Lunch with Norm, Amazon, FBA, and eCommerce Collective. That's where everything is. So head over there. That's where you can talk to me and Norm. You can just be part of the community, ask questions. I'm trying to get some TV recommendations at the moment right now from the group. But it's a great place to be. If you want to check out highlights, any daily clips, you can go over to the YouTube page. It's Norman Farrar. And let me see, is there anything?
I see Daniel's here from Brazil, and we got Simon from sunny England.
Awesome, guys. So really excited about this episode. Share it, like it, get the word out. It's great for any Amazon seller, even an e-commerce seller. So hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, don't forget, hashtag what? Okay, so hashtag the King, and you'll be entered in for the box of chocolates. Tag 2 people, and you'll get an extra entry. Okay, now, Kelsey, is Kevin back yet?
Kevin, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, he is good to go.
All right, so here we go. I got to do Kelsey's job for him. But don't forget, guys, to smash those like buttons, subscribe, follow, do everything that Kelsey was supposed to say and forgot to do again. Maybe it's just because it's Friday. Maybe it's because it's sunny. Maybe because he's got no windows. I don't know why, but he just didn't do it. And if you have any comments, throw them over in the comment section, and we will get to your questions. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the show. And maybe we don't have Kevin quite yet. Oh, there he is. There he is. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. You do notice that during our show, I have to change the little mascot from, Norm the Gnome to Kevin. Yeah, this is my cigar buddy.
All right.
I can't meet you in person. I've got to, so this is formally Kevin the dog.
Awesome. I love it.
How are you, sir?
We're going to meet in person, though, not too much longer. Maybe later this year.
Oh, I hope. Man, I really do miss having our cigars and everybody that joins us for the cigars.
I know. That's some good times. Remember that one time at the $1 billion Seller Summit? There's like 20 of us sitting up on that porch. Just people had never smoked a cigar. We're trying them, and we're like, no, if you've never done it, don't use the good one. You try this one.
I told you the secret that Ron McDonald, the nephew of the McDonald's, right, the big McDonald's chain, he taught me this. He goes into cigar places and people crowd around him because of who he is, and he has his labeled cigars in this pocket. He has his unlabeled, no-name cigars in this pocket. He'll talk to you for a bit. If you're a cigar smoker, he goes into this one. If not, he goes into this one. But oh man, we have a lot of fun at these events. But and watching people turn green when they're smoking cigars for the first time. Okay, in case somebody doesn't know you, can you just give us a little bit of background about yourself?
Sure, yeah. My name's Kevin King, and I've sold a few things.
Nephew? What the heck?
No, I've never worked a corporate job. I'm in my early 50s. Last time I worked a job, I was, I think, 17 delivering pizzas. And the only other job I've ever had is at a McDonald's. And actually, like a month at a deli, I guess, but that's it. So I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I've been selling e-commerce since before Google existed. I've been doing Amazon since 2001. Started FBA in 2015. Either run or am partners in about 8 different businesses. 5 of those are e-commerce brands, some on Amazon, some off Amazon. I do training in partnership with Helium 10 Software. I do their training for new people called the Freedom Ticket. And I do their advanced training called Helium 10 Elite. I also host my own events called the $1 Billion Seller Summits. And partners with Steve Simonson, a company called Product Savants, and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I sell a few things.
A few things. You're a little busy.
A little busy, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking at Victor's comment about buying a giant souvenir cigar and smoking it and puking. So yeah. You know what? I'm just going to go down a whole different other topic for a second. Cigar smoking is really stupid because the first 3, 4, 5 times you smoke cigars, you puke. But you keep going back for more. It's kind of like Amazon sellers, right? You get kicked in the legs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and you keep going back. Because
the first time I smoked, though, I didn't puke.
No?
No, but I was in actually the first time I tried a cigar, I was actually in Cuba. I never smoked my whole life. I think I tried cigarettes when I was like 13 years old. I snuck one out of my great aunt's purse or something, and I was like, I hate this. Never did it again. I never smoked, drugs or anything at all. And then I was actually in Cuba in like 2008, and like you're in Cuba, you got to smoke a cigar. So I actually tried it for the first time there, and my second cigar was actually when I was in the Dominican Republic. So 2 of the best places for cigars is where I actually popped my cherry on a cigar.
Wow.
And now every time I see Norm, it's the tradition. We got to find her every night. We got to find a cigar place. That's right.
Okay, so, sir, what is happening on Amazon that people got to know about?
Yeah, man, Amazon's just what's happening on Amazon?
Yeah, what's anything new, good, bad, ugly?
The biggest thing that people are waiting on the answer right now is this 200 limit. I think there's Amazon back last summer, I think it was in July actually, put a limit of 200 units for any new product that you ship in, whether you're an experienced seller or a new seller. And there's a lot of rumors and scuttlebutt that's about to change and get raised up to maybe 1,000 or perhaps more. So that's waiting for the official word to come down that. And I think that's probably the biggest thing people are on pins and needles for. And also I'm seeing on Amazon, they're really starting to crack down on the insurance requirements. I received a notice.
Oh, yes.
I received a notice that I need to submit my insurance documents, which we have, but probably 99% of sellers don't have it. But I have it. And we sent that in, but our policy expires in May because we got it last May. early May or last year, and actually Amazon kicked it back, saying, "Sorry, this is unacceptable. It has to be good for at least 180 days."
Right.
So anybody that has a policy out there right now that if it's due for expiration, you may have an issue. You're going to have to try to renew it early, or you're going to have to find a workaround to actually to get that. Otherwise, Amazon's threatening to close down your account.
You do you know Michelle Love?
I don't.
So she's a dedicated e-com insurance person. I met her at Prosper years ago. And anyway, she's going to be on the podcast in about 2 weeks, talking exactly about this, the different types of insurance, because, what type of insurance do I need? How much should I get? I know what the minimal is, that Amazon's looking for. But if you buy it for Amazon, and let's say, Chewy wants it, Chewy requires double the amount that Amazon does. So anyway, she's going to go through all that, but it's out there now. I knew it was going to happen, but you got 30 days to comply once you receive the letter. And like you said, if you don't have enough time, that 180 days, they'll just decline it.
Yeah, I do it. I mean, like you said, Amazon, I think, is $1 million. Is that right?
Yeah, it's concurring.
Others are 2 million. So I always do mine for 2 million. And it's only like 20. I think in my case,
that's minor.
It was very little difference in price, $20, $50, something like that. Now, there are two types of insurance. I just want to clarify for people. Mm-hmm. So there's general liability, and this is not something you can call your local State Farm person and usually get. This is not, part of your homeowner's policy or something like that. This is a special type of insurance called general liability. And general liability, generally, it's not going to cover you if someone uses your, if you got an exercise product and someone's, working out with your product and they break their back and sue you, this insurance is not going to cover you. This insurance is going to cover you for general liability. It's like product safety or handling type of issues. So like if a UPS driver slips on the ice and with your box in his hand and it hits his head and he sues, it'll cover you for something like that. Or something happens in the warehouse at Amazon or on the way, or you're in a truck with other stuff and something explodes in the truck, or it's a FedEx truck and it skids off the road and that type of damage is stuff. But the other type is product liability, and product liability is a completely different thing. And Amazon, at least right now, is not asking for product liability. Product liability is substantially more expensive, and it's based on how much, what you sell, where you sell it, and how much you sell. And it gets adjusted every year. Your general liability pretty much stays the same unless there's been a claim, and that's usually in the $500 to $600 range generally. But product liability can be into the thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, and that's what covers you if someone actually uses your product and gets injured, or dies, or whatever.
Right. And one of the things I know Michelle's going to cover also is insurance internationally. So if you're coming in from Canada, we get that question all the time about, how do we cover ourselves? So she's got some people that she works with that she'll provide information for. But
awesome.
That's timely. It's really timely. Amazon sellers have got to take that as another step, which we didn't have to do, in 2013 or 14.
Well, the rule's always been there, though.
It's always been there. You're right.
But the rule was 3 months in a row of $10,000 or more in sales. So I don't know if it's have you seen it? Are they enforcing that rule? It's $10,000 a month, 3 months in a row, or is it just everybody across the board now?
What I understood was it was the non-pro Amazon accounts that were getting hit first. Now I'm starting to hear pro sellers getting the email now. And I think it was just to roll it out to see how they were going to handle it. But yeah, technically you were supposed to have it in place at all times, but I can go and talk to probably 60 or 70% of Amazon sellers, white label sellers that don't have insurance.
Yeah.
Which is scary.
It's scary.
You need insurance.
Yeah, you do. I mean, insurance is that thing that you pay for it for 10 years and you never use it. And you're like, man, why am I just pissing this money away? And then that 11th year is when it all comes in and you're like, thank God I have that. Thank God I was paying that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So what else is out there, Kev?
What else is out there? On the Amazon front? Or
anything. Oh, you know what? We talk about brand a lot of the time, right? So the other day, Kelsey was here, and this product came in. I ordered this product, and this is timely. So I ordered this shampoo for my beard. Don't have hair.
Yeah.
And it came in. And the reason why this is so great, it was the most incredible shampoo that I've ever got. And so the reason I say that, it was cognac and Cuban cigars. And it smelt incredible. It's the best smelling thing I've ever, it was really the best. So anyways, it was that good. It packaged so well that I reached out to the company. I've never done this in my life. And I said, I want to represent your company. I will be your marketing arm. And they turned me down because they said that they're just a very small company. And I went, oh my God. And then what do? I go to their website. I buy their beard oil. I buy their shaving crap that they have, but it all smells absolutely incredible. Then I go out and I say, well, if this is that incredible, I got to get their Nautilus. I got to get their sandalwood. I bought hundreds of dollars of their product, and it's just a small little company out of Quebec, but they sell in the U.S. But talk about perceived value. The name, I'm not going to, I just wanted to talk about the reasons why. But the way that it came in, it was highly perceived. It was double the price of anything else. So I wasn't going with a bottom dweller. Probably the ingredients are the same as everybody else, so they probably doubled their profit. And they picked a brand that they could be consistent on and go wide on. So they have all sorts of beard products. They have all sorts of, it was actually a beard shampoo. So, which could easily have been put on to hair and conditioner, but I just really liked the product. And so, imagine this. You like it so much, you reach out to them and say, you know what? I think I can make this thing explode. And they go, not really. I don't want that.
And they don't know they don't know who they're talking to.
Oh, they probably did, and that was the problem.
Maybe that's it. No, that dude, that guy, the lunch with Norm guy.
You suck.
But how do you how would you represent them? You're already involved in 177 businesses. So you already have so many things going on. So every time I'm turning around, Norm's like, yeah, that's my partner in that business. This is my partner in this business. Oh yeah, we just started this business. I'm like, I don't know how you. I got 8 and I can barely keep up. I don't know how you're doing so many.
I get great people.
Yeah,
Shane.
Yeah.
Shane Afalabi. What I try to do is get people, and this is important, like even for any Amazon seller, e-com seller, people starting in business, is you have your strengths. I know what my strengths are. Kevin, you know what your strengths are. And all the crap that I'm not good at, or if I see somebody who can run a business like Shane, I let him do it. He's got full ring. He's got the rope to hang himself. So hope he doesn't hear that. But you know what? Let's go talk about a little bit about VAs. I know you. I've known you for years, and I know for a fact that you ran a multi-billion or $1 million enterprise with no VAs.
Right.
None. You did it all yourself. But you're organized.
I'm organized, but I also work smart. Like you said, I partner with people. It's like, I do the training stuff for Helium 10. So I could have gone out and created my own course, gone out, done all my own Facebook ads, and done my own all that, and kept all the money other than my costs. But at the end of the day, you take a look at, you're going to be paying affiliate commissions for this. You're going to be paying for software tools. You're going to be paying for VAs to answer customer service, to deal with password issues. If I partner with Helium 10, we have a good partnership that makes sense for both of us. That takes that entire burden off of me. So all I got to do is show up and do my thing. And I don't have to worry about any of the little details or setting up to go to webinars or any of the marketing or any of that. And at the end of the day, I probably make as much or if not more money. And so that's how I look at it too. Just like what you said is, try to work smart, not harder.
Right.
But it's still, it keeps you busy bouncing, because I have to do it sometimes where, all right, these 3 days is focus on this business, and the other ones, just get a little bit of time, and then I have to switch it to the next one. So I have to rotate them around. Like right now, my huge big focus is a $1 billion seller summit, because that's a virtual ones. The next live one's in September, which hopefully you'll be able to travel by then, and we'll be able to have a cigar together. But there's a virtual one next week, and so that's taking some of my time in, because I do the marketing for that, which is not a whole lot. But and I hire somebody, Mark, that that
Yep.
helps me. He's setting up all the software and everything in the back end right now. He's working around the clock right now on getting that ready for next week, and then he hires some people to help. So, and I know it's in good hands, just like you did. You work with good people, and you don't have to worry about it. So that's, but still, it takes time and energy and creative thought and everything. And at the same time, through my Amazon business, like, hey, what about this, or what about this, or what if we expand this? So it's a constant juggle around, and but the way I manage is I compartmentalize and focus, and say, okay, today is this business, and tomorrow we'll deal with the other business. That way, I'm not trying to do a little bit of each one of them every day, where they don't get the full focus that they deserve. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit. I saw that people were talking a little bit about the perceived value, and we've talked about it a lot. But the importance for Amazon or e-com sellers to be able to optimize their listing with perceived value. Can you give a little bit a few tips on that?
Sure. Yeah, the perceived value. Business is really comes down to two things. All business, doesn't matter whether it's Amazon or any other business, it's marketing and innovation. Those are the two most important things in any business. And innovation doesn't mean coming up with the something brand new. It doesn't mean you got to come up with a new iPhone that never existed before. Innovation can be improving a way something is done, or improving an existing product, or a different approach to it. And then the marketing is people eat with their eyes first, and perceived value is everything. What someone thinks it's worth is what it's worth, not what you think it's worth. And so you got to convince other people that this is worth. It's going to solve their problem, or it's going to give them the status that they want, or appeal to one of those 8 emotional needs that all humans have, that is going to resonate with them. And so that's part of perceived value. And so on Amazon especially, you can't touch the product, you can't feel it, you can't really see it sitting in a nice box on the shelf. So the perceived value on Amazon typically is the imagery and video. The text is there for the people that read it, but text is there mostly for the search engine to know how to index you and how to show you. I still, some people will disagree with me on this, and the copywriters that are listening to this will say, Kevin's full of it. People always read everything I write, and I can lift the conversion rate, but I still don't believe people read listings on Amazon. I think they skim them, and they might read it if they're really trying to make a decision, or if it's technical or something. I think a small percentage of people probably do read every word, but I would venture to say 70 to 80% of the buyers on Amazon never read the copy. I personally hardly ever read it, and I don't know anybody really that actually truly reads it. They skim it, and they look at the pictures, and so the pictures are the perceived value. And so how you convey your product in that imagery is crucial, and a lot of people just don't get that. They just flat out don't understand how important that is. And we've talked about in the past my bully stick thing, and that's where I sold 3 bully sticks for $50 instead of everybody else selling 30 for $30, and it's all perceived value in marketing. And that the marketing goes beyond just what's on Amazon. It's when they get the package too. When that package shows up in that Amazon box with a smile on it, when they open it up, does it look like it's in some cheap cardboard box from China that it's that thin cardboard that smells and whatever, or is it a nice iPhone type of case or something? That's all perceived value too. And a lot of people, just the way even Apple puts the iPhone in there with a little plastic on it, you got to lift off. That's perceived value. With the little lift tab for your fingers, so you don't got to. Sometimes you get something, you got to peel the plastic off. You got to, man, I don't have any nails. You got to get your wife or something to pull the little plastic off the edge. No, they don't do that. They have a little easy lift off thing. That's all marketing perceived value stuff, and people just overlook that, or they're not willing to spend the money, the extra 5 cents or whatever to do that. And it baffles me sometimes how people just try to cut too many corners and they don't understand the perceived value. I mean, people, yeah, it's crazy.
If I take a look at perceived value, it's probably the least expensive thing that you have to do to increase your profit, by putting that little lifter in, by putting a transparent seal, a half a penny, just to make it look secure. It's psychological. Like if you're buying supplements, the way that it comes packaged, is it sealed? Is it double sealed? All takes pennies. And then, of course, the packaging. The packaging, and I've seen this in case studies that we've done, where it's almost the exact same. Sometimes, in one case, cheaper to go to a different type of packaging and yet get a lot more, like $9.99 to $24.99.
Oh yeah.
And it was nothing. It was the same amount of money. So yeah, and also this comes back to people who are doing your design work. So I don't want to spend $500 on a logo. I want to spend $5 on a logo. Well, then you'll get what you pay for. Product design. I see a couple people here. Jeffrey Anderson. I mean, I was talking to him the other day. This guy puts thought into what he's doing. When I first met you, you were talking about, it wasn't the bully sticks. It was a product that you designed for an iPhone. Mm-hmm. And you put thought into it. And it was incredible because I looked at it and I went, wow, this guy really came up with a unique idea for your iPhone. And you had the charger, you had, a bunch of different things in it. So I could see how if somebody came to the listing, and he also had phenomenal, for everything that you did phenomenal photos. And you spent a lot of money on your photos, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So we're not talking about $25 of a session. No. I think they were $1,200 or more for your shots.
I spent about $5,000 per product on product imagery. And I would group them together, so we would shoot 3 or 4 different products in over a course of a couple of days. But yeah, it was around $5,000 per product, and lifestyle photos, the actual stuff on the white background, all that. Yeah, I would spend the money, but it's not always though. I just want to make a point here about slick marketing. I mean, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. So you got to have the fundamental product behind it as well. Mm-hmm. And I mean, a good case in point is like my $1 billion seller summit. That's you've been to the live event. People love the live event that we do, and because we do it differently. It's not your normal type of summit and an event. The way we organize it, we have the day in the middle. It's all fun. That we're going out to the vineyards and drinking wine together. We're going shooting guns, throwing axes, eating barbecue.
Lots of barbecue. Oh, and by the way, just a sec.
Racing F1.
Come over here. Oh. Look who's here, Kev.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Kevin.
Good to see you. Good to meet you.
I just get dragged in here sometimes, but nice to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you too.
and we're promising that we're going to get together with him as soon as the border lifts, right?
Sure.
I'm counting on you to say yes.
Sure.
Okay, good.
Norm, you need to do this more often. You're going to get more viewers when you bring her in.
Yeah, instead of my ugly mug, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. So where were we?
We were talking about beauty. So I was talking about the $1 billion seller summit, but if you take a look at, I was saying it's not always about putting lipstick on you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. So it's not always about the best packaging or the slickest graphics or the most beautiful design. Because if you look at like my $1 billion seller summit that I'm doing next week, the virtual one, if you go to the website, it's a basic 1990s HTML page. It's not as slick. You go to most of these little online summits and things, and it's a slick page. It's not a slick page because it's all about the content to me. So when the people, they're buying it for a different reason. They're not buying it because of slick content. They're buying it because of the information. And if you look at the way I'm marketing it, I haven't even announced who's speaking at it. you don't even know who's speaking. I think you might be coming, Norm. I think you bought a ticket, but that you don't even know who's speaking at it,
Nope.
and nobody knows who's speaking at it. And people are asking, like, it doesn't matter who's speaking. What matters is the content. So I'm actually marketing it, saying, here's there's a little snippet from every speaker. This is what they're going to talk about, a little couple sentences. And that's what's selling it. That's what people want. So you got to know your audience and know what they want. So it's not always about making it the fanciest. It's about actually knowing the audience and zeroing in on that. And that's a good case study there for people. And I think that Danny actually talked about that on Seller Sessions because he's always giving me a hard time. Kevin, you sell a $5,000 event. That's not what the virtual one costs. It's much cheaper than that. But the live one is about $5,000. It's like you sell that with a PDF. You go to your website, it's a simple PDF, and you can't even buy online. You got to print it out, fill it out, enter your credit card number, and fax it or email it or message it in. And that's knowing the value of the market. Someone that goes those extra steps, they really want to be there. There's not someone that's just like, okay, I want to go and half-ass it. That's someone like, I really want to be there. So that it increases the quality of the crowd, increases the quality of the speakers. You just got to know how to pull all those little triggers. It's all in the details.
And it's interesting.
A lot of people don't quite understand that.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So this isn't, Kevin's got a great event. It's not a plug. It is, and I am not getting anything for talking about BDS, but I want to talk about how it pertains to Amazon products. So just imagine this: you've got a product that is packaged okay, it's packaged nicely, right? It's the tip here is to make sure at least you're equal or better than your competitors. So Brady Bunch it. Take the images. Go to PickFu or go to Usability Hub. Make sure you're at least there, with the quality. But what you're talking, like the other day, I reached out and I said, hey, I got some friends. I want to, can you give me, a code that they can get a discount, even for here? And you said, Norm, I can't do it. The thing is selling. It's selling out. And I'm going, well, how are you doing this? Like you were telling me this HTML code, and that's exactly the same as that box for toe wart remover that went from $9.99 to $24.99 years ago. And people will pay for it. They'll pay for it all day long. They'll pay for the knife that started at $49 is now $225 because the perceived value is there.
Aren't you doing that? Didn't I hear you on something recently where you're doing like the same product at 3 different price points, just slightly changing the packaging, or basically the same thing, but you're doing some sort of test?
Yeah, so Tim Jordan and I in Afalabi are going and we're taking 3 products, and we're going to be using this as an over-the-shoulder. Everybody listening to Lunch with Norm, we're going to show you what's happening with it. But we're taking the exact same formula, the exact same scent, one that just has just the jar, the other one that has a nice looking package with the jar in it and a little message and insert.
Same product inside though, right?
Same product. And
so
then
same water with a smell, basically.
Yep. And then the one that's out of this world. One will be very low end. It'll be $30-$40. Next one will be under $100. The next one's $225. And the reason why we're doing it is like people are saying, oh, like a lot of people have already heard me talk about these other ones, but hey, this is real. This is happening. This isn't 2017. This is 2021. We're using these exact ways of doing this, like just over the shoulder. This is what we're doing. And we've created, we call it the $1 Million Challenge, that will take that product and we'll bring it to $1 million in 12 months. And so people are going to hold us accountable, but we're also going to show profitability. So that's what I want to show people. It's not impossible. We don't even know what we're going to sell right now. We have no idea. And once we get this going, we'll keep everybody up to date. But I do want to say this, and there's a lot of people on here that have heard me talk about this product before. But back year before, we launched It was a knife. It was a kitchen utensil, and it launched at $49, $49.99, and we missed the. It was a nightmare. It came in December 13th, so we already missed the holiday season, but it was priced to sell. We did rebates. We got it up to about 60 some odd thousand in sales. We took the package, we repackaged because it was just in a clamshell. We repackaged, brought it up slowly from 49 to 99 to 124. It stayed firm at 124. We played around with 99 to 124, went back, increased the packaging, a wood packaging, which is phenomenal. It's really incredible. Same knife, placed it in there. It is now 224. Two different ASINs. Same cost, $16, $224.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is packaging.
Yep. It's perceived value is what it is.
Yeah.
It's perceived value, and packaging is part of that perceived value.
Right. And brand. So,
and brand. Yeah, brand too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kels, I'm sure we have a few questions here. Why don't we get to them?
Yeah, for sure. I also just want to mention our contest giveaway today, too. So that is #TheKing for your box of Cadbury chocolate. Yes,
the King.
So, yeah, Cadbury chocolates are on the line. These are courtesy of our sponsor, Brit Treats. You can check out the website there. I'll post it again later in the show. But, yeah, let's get to the questions. Also,
who does an awesome job in branding.
Yeah.
We like bit treats.
It is, yep, very good.
Yeah. Let's see. Dr. Kaz. I notice when I load up on inventory in FBA, I see more and more incremental sales. Does the Amazon AI give preference to SKUs that have higher inventory levels?
Yeah, your inventory level is a factor in ranking. It's not like the top factor, but it's down the list a little bit. There's about, I think one of the Chinese hacker guys, like a year ago, published. He got some sort of inside information. Like, here's a 225, whatever the number was, things that Amazon considers in rank, and one of those was inventory level. Yeah, it's probably down around number 10 or below, but it is a factor. So yeah, they so that doesn't surprise me that you're seeing that.
Well, let's talk about that. What are some of the main factors? You rank that around the bottom, 10. What are some of the top factors that weigh higher through the algorithm?
Add to carts and purchase intent is actually, add to carts are actually higher than sales. Actually, this is not from me. This is from these guys that were able to get some inside information on the algorithm. But and we actually, someone at the $1 Billion Seller Summit shared that. I don't know if you remember. There's like here's the top 10 things that considers. But add to carts were higher. The sales were like only like was it like 15 or 20% of it. Add to carts was the biggest one, and that's why people used to game the system. You remember the day when before Amazon got sophisticated, you could do add to wish list, add to carts. You could hire these guys in Pakistan or India that would sit there all night long and add to cart, and you'd rank overnight to number one. But Amazon fixed that problem. I mean, it's still part of the algorithm, but they know how to detect all that stuff now, and so that's important. Conversion rate's important. Sales are important. Outside traffic, advertising, whether you're running PPC or not, has a factor. What else? I'd have to pull up that list. Those are some of the top ones right there.
All right, very good. Next, Kels.
This is from Rad. I sent 18 units 4 weeks ago. It states only 11 units are available. Someone in the Amazon community mentioned that they're checking with FCC and FTC. Is it true?
No, I think you get some. If you got sent 18 units and 11 are available, the other 7 are probably either I don't know if they were all in one box. If 18 units were all in one box, if they were all in one box and only 11 are available, the other 7 are probably getting transferred. They're probably in transit to another facility, because Amazon will bring them into one, and then they have algorithms that look at, like, okay, this is most likely people in Seattle are more likely to buy this than people in New York. So they'll send, let's send 3 units over to Seattle, and 2 units over to North Carolina, and 1 over to Texas, or whatever it may be, whatever their algorithm dictates, either from a best guess or from sales history. And while those are in transit, they're sitting on an Amazon truck that's taking them over there. They won't show as available to buy. They'll show as reserved or in transit down there. So that's most likely what's happened. Sometimes Amazon miscounts. Sometimes I know I sent 10 and they tell me they received 13. I'm like, you guys just can't count. I know I sent 10. Other times you send 10 and they say they got 9. They can't miss. That happens all the time, but it's not an FCC or FTC thing. I don't. That sounds someone doesn't know what they're talking about saying.
Okay. From Peter, can we sell masks on Amazon?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenge. Almost, yeah. Let's say 99.9%. It's tough, right?
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah.
Number one, even if you can and the listing gets accepted, it's going to get shut down. So
yeah, you go through hell.
You're going to go through hell. So don't do it.
By the way, my family owns a company in China that produces masks, and we do not sell them on Amazon.
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay, from David, I've heard many opinions on this, but I'd like Kevin's thoughts on having the most important info in one listing near the end of A+, as this is where most customers scan first, right after they check out the reviews.
I've never heard that. That would be on maybe more on mobile. I haven't heard that. I don't. The checking. I don't know about that one. My opinion on that would be it's worth testing, maybe. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, it's strange. We were talking to a few people recently, and they've said that they felt that the algorithm has changed. Now, when it's great timing that you were on here, because when I was attending your event, somebody came on, I'm not sure who it was, that did the algorithm thing, and they said, okay, on the listing, images are important, the title's important, this is what you need to do on the title. Then it said, it's not the bullets, go over, and it's changed now, but subject matter, and then search terms, and then over to the bullets, and then. So what's happening with the bullets now? Is it back to the bullets short? Like I'm getting rid of the uppercase. I'm doing mostly benefit, and I'm keeping them very short. And that's probably more because of the mobile side of things. I don't want it to look like a book. But is that the flow that's going through, or is it going title? Do you know if it's going title bullets?
I think title is still definitely most important. I think there's no question. The title is the absolute most important. And then it used to be subject matter. But I don't think that was Amazon's intended purpose of it. It's just some of us figured out that you put some stuff in subject matter, it would give you a lot of extra juice for whatever reason. Amazon has been discontinuing subject matter for a lot of accounts. Some accounts it's still there, but for a lot of accounts it's not even there anymore. So next after title, I would say actually your bullet points would be next, and then your search term, and then your description. A+, I don't think has a huge factor, but one place in A+ that does is your images. So the images, when you create A+ content, and you add an image, there's a little box there for to add like some alt text, or I forget what they call it. It's a little description. I forget what the exact words, but there's a little box underneath the picture. When you drag the picture in there, for those of you who know what I'm talking about, there's a little box underneath where you can put in a little description or something. And a lot of people don't put anything in there, or they write a something brief, but you get 100 characters in there. Those 100 characters are actually indexed by the algorithm, by the search engine. So that's a great place to put extra keywords, to put Spanish keywords, to put what you used to put in the subject matter, including maybe your best keyword phrases. Repeat them in there from your title or from wherever, and make sure you fill up all that stuff, because that is having an effect. And a lot of people are not doing that.
Right. And you know, one other thing that you can do, we talked about it many times. Download the Bloody Style Guide in your category and just read it, because you know, a lot of people ask the questions that are right there in the style guide, what you can and can't do. Mm-hmm. So it's always a good starting point. All right.
Okay. From Mika, this is a big one. Hello guys, it's nice to see you. I have a question for Kevin. When and how do you decide if you need to give up on your product? For example, if my keyword ranking is good, but I see a decrease in sales and many Chinese competitors with cheap prices are entering my niche, how can I decide if I need to give up or keep going with the product? My product is superior quality and has a better functionality, but I can't compete on the price with all these sellers that are decreasing the prices.
Yeah, Mika, this is nice to see you here. This is a common problem. So for everybody, it's a different answer. For me personally, and this is mine, I give a product 6 months, and if it can't reach $2,000 in profit per month, I drop the product. That's my personal bar. Now yours may be different. Now, if I launch a product and the first 10 reviews are all 1 star, I'm not going to wait 6 months. I'm gonna pull that product, either fix it or abandon it, and I've had to do that. But for a general product that's doing pretty good, like you said, yours is better quality and you got decent reviews, and but you're just getting crushed on price. That's a decision you're going to have to make. Like I said, my rule is $2,000 of profit by the 6th month, and one thing you might do if you're getting crushed by the competition on price, go back to, I don't know if you were on here when Norm and I were talking about perceived value and stuff. The one thing I would be looking at is changing up your imagery and actually doing some different imagery. If you want to try to salvage this, if you want to put a little bit of money and just let's see what happens. Now, you don't need to go out and spend $5,000 on pictures and stuff like I might, but what you could do maybe is actually go to a company called Fade Visuals, FADE Visuals, VISUALS.com. They're doing some amazing 3D stuff. I used to be very big against not using stock photos because when you go to Fiverr or somewhere and you have your picture, your water bottle, and you say, here, put my water bottle on a counter in a kitchen or in a girl's hand that's running or whatever, it always looks fake to me because most of those guys, just their Photoshop work is not good. The shadows aren't right. The curve's not right. You can just look at it and go, man, it just doesn't look fake. It looks fake. It's like watching special effects from the 1960s versus today's modern special effects in a movie or something. It just looks fake, and I think that hurts you and hurts perceived value. But these guys at Fade Visuals are actually, I'm not affiliate for them or anything. They've done some stuff for me, and I only mention people that I think do a good job, and they have, for like $400, I think is their base package, but they can do some amazing stuff with 3D rendering and putting it in lifestyle pictures and doing infographics and some cool 360-degree spins and stuff. So you might take a look at something like that and see if you can't compete based on your imagery and try to get a foothold. You still may slide down the page a little bit, but if you can justify a higher price, instead of trying to compete on price, maybe raise your price and raise the quality of your imagery. And yes, your BSR is going to go down. Yes, you're going to sell less, but you actually may be able to carve out a niche in a space to actually make some money there. It's not always about being the lowest price on Amazon. That's what everybody always thinks. I got to be the lowest price. You don't. And Amazon likes it when you're a lower price. I mean, they like giving good value and good prices to customers, but it's not always about lower price. You can be, my friend Paulina Mason from Shopkeeper did a really kick-ass presentation in the Freedom Ticket Extra and Helium 10 Elite last year, where she actually broke it down, like how to determine, should you go after the bottom, should you compete on price and be down there with the Walmart crowd, the cheap dollar store crowd, or should you be in the middle, or should you be at the Louis Vuitton level? And she did a really cool analysis of looking at it. And, at the Louis Vuitton level, you might sell 5 units a day and have a BSR of 50,000. And at the dollar store level, you might sell 1,000 units a day and have a BSR of 500. But where are you going to make more money and less hassle? And so that's what you got to take a look at in your market and see if you can carve out a niche that's not competing on price.
With
And
our knives,
it may not be the top keyword either. I mean, maybe you're trying to compete for, on the top keyword right now, and maybe you need to go niche it down and some other keyword that's a lot less volume where you can compete easier.
yeah, and that's a great example for like the kitchen utensils, the knives. We don't have as many sales as when they were 49, but we make a heck of a lot more profit.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, you're making more. And probably just to add one thing to what you said, Kevin, is once you get the better images, split test, or not split test, and split test, but send them over to PickFu or Usability Hub and do the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
And that'll give you, whether people are going to pay the extra or not, or if you're equal to or better than the competitors, then give it a shot. And if you can't make it or if it's not profitable, then yeah, cut it.
Branding, like you said, branding makes a difference too in competition. Because here's a good, you brought up the example of PickFu. We did this with a product. I'm actually going to show this in the $1 Billion Seller Summit next week. I'm doing a case study on one of our products where we're showing, completely revealing. Nobody's ever done this to my knowledge in this space. Everybody's always hush hush what they sell on Amazon. We're laying it all out. We're like, here's the product, here's the images, here's the emails from Amazon, here's the things that we did with Walmart and Costco, and here we're laying it completely out, unlike anything anybody's ever done. And in part of that, what we're showing you is the importance of branding and how it can help you. And sometimes it's still not good enough, because we actually did a PickFu test with this product, and we put it up against, we did a PickFu test where it's our brand with our packaging against 3 other sellers on Amazon, good sellers on Amazon, basically Chinese companies that are packaging is not so great, the name is not so great. We crushed them on the PickFu test. It was like we had 60-70% of the people said they buy us, and the rest, the other 3 guys made up the remaining 30% or whatever it was. And then we did the same test where we actually took 2 of the Chinese poor guys, ours, and we took a very well-known brand in the space. That very well-known brand beat us. It didn't crush us, but it significantly beat us just because of the well-known brand. And the comments were basically that it's the well-known brand. So that's something you have to take into consideration too when you're selling on Amazon, is who is that competition and what are you up against. So back on Mika's question, if she's up in her category, if she's up, let's say she's selling makeup products or something, and it's got Mika's brand, and it's against the Chinese brand, her better imagery, her better quality stuff is probably going to crush them. But against Revlon or CoverGirl, it may not. But it may give you a chance to actually level up to them, but it may not beat them. So you got to look at those kinds of things too.
I've got a question for you.
Sure.
So, launched a brand, looked great, really incredible images. We got a smear campaign going. So all of a sudden, over a 3-day period, we just got a ton of 1 stars. Okay. So I've been calling, teams have been calling Amazon, showing the dates that they came in, that it was getting 4 or 5 stars. It was very good. Any thoughts on how you can compete with people that just nail you with 21 stars all at a time and you can't bury them anymore?
No, you can't.
Well, you can, but I don't even want to take the chance on hiring somebody to do that.
Yeah, you'd have to hire someone. Man, that's the thing with Amazon that sucks. And now they don't even have to write reviews; they can just do the ratings.
Yeah.
And so that is something. I don't have a quick fix on that. That's one of those things where it used to be able to even put in the comments and you could counter them or whatever. Now you can't even do that. I would probably the way I would counter that is I'd probably put that in my imagery. I'd probably put one of my images that I don't know how you do this exactly. I'm just brainstorming here, but something in one of my images that alludes to like, be careful of the star reviews. There's people that haven't even bought the product. I don't know.
That's kind of interesting how you would.
Something along that's not going to help you when they're just scanning and they see you're 3.5 stars and the guy's 5, and they may not ever click to you. But the people that actually click in, because I think pretty much everybody at least scrolls through those first few images before they buy, unless it's something they've already bought before. They would see that.
Well,
And
you know what's
maybe
Yeah,
that
so
would somehow counter it that way.
yeah, and what's interesting, if you went into the first page, all the main players, they've brought down under 3 stars. And then there's one that has 4.5 stars and tons of reviews, like tons, and they just came on. So I know exactly who it is that's playing the game. And, just how do and I have done this before, reported people for 28 1-star reviews that came in and got 23 removed. But the ones that did the most damage stayed up. So,
I mean, if you want to play
anyways, it's
hardball,
tough.
you go fight back against them. I mean, if you want to play
Yeah.
hardball, you go get some fake credit card numbers and go tie up their inventory. You go buy up their inventory using credit card numbers that are fake that won't go, and so that they go on hold for 72 hours and they have no inventory to sell, and just constantly mess with them that way. And in the customer's name, when you make the order, you put, "I know what you're doing," or "You're busted," you're
Yeah.
busted, or whatever, and so at some point they're going to start looking, what's going on here, and they're like, "Oh shoot, someone's onto us."
Very
I don't
good.
know. I don't know.
And you know what? We're not saying go out and do this to your competitors. That was one that kind of slipped through. All right. Once again, hey, we do have a giveaway today. It's going to be a box of, and we're not talking just little thing like a chocolate bar or anything. It's a really great gift. So hashtag the king, and you'll be entered. If you tag 2 people, we will get you in twice. All right, Kelsey, next.
And US only too, just to clarify.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Okay.
Well, hold it, Canada. Canada. I could do it in Canada.
Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. All right. Canada is allowed. All right. So this is from Luca. Any ranking method without huge giveaways?
PPC. I mean, heavy PPC. But search, find, buys. I guess you're calling those giveaways. Those aren't technically giveaways, because in the old days when you did a giveaway, if your product was $20, you'd sell it for 99 cents. This is 4 or 5 years ago, and that's all you got for it. And you paid all the Amazon FBA fees. Now on a search, find, buy, if it's $20, you're getting $13, $14 of that back. Plus you got a search, find, buy fee on top of it. So it depends on the price, but you're actually making more money probably on the search, find, buy than you did on the old school giveaways. Those are the 3 things that I use is heavy PPC, search, find, buy, and some ManyChat search, find, buy stuff through Facebook. And those 3 things tend to work for me. I don't know if you got anything. I mean, there are some other techniques, and I know like in the $1 Billion Seller Summit next week, someone's going to share one that's exactly will answer this question. I'm not plugging that, but it's not something I can share here. It's a high-level strategy that's very scalable and very doable, and is saving this company literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in launch costs. But it's not something I can share here.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you're talking about the same thing, but with another company that I own with a group of guys called the Chat Agency, we've come up with a launch strategy that instead of spending a ton of money on rebates, it actually, if your profit margin is 40%, you can launch at a break even or be profitable while building influencers and brand ambassadors. So that's Paul Barron came up with that brainchild. So you might want to talk to him.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. What's how they get a hold of it?
The Chat Agency.
The Chat Agency, yeah.
Yeah, we made it a really tough name to remember.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Paul is a good guy and he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
Paul and Norm get together and do something. It's gonna be good. So that's a good recommendation.
The other thing too, there are other ways, and I call it like a pre-launch strategy where you're getting all your ducks in a row before you actually launch. You might be trying to get some possible earned media. It might be getting your social media out there, and then announcing with a press release just to get the content out there. The other thing that's working incredibly well for about 10 to 30% of our client sales the editorial recommendations. So if you can, and you need to have a certain amount of reviews to be considered, but if you can get into the editorial recommendations on a listing, that'll boost your sales too without having to go in. Well, I wouldn't recommend not doing PPC, but you'll see a difference right there.
Yeah, editorial recommendations are a good one, but that's more for an experienced seller because you're going to need about 100 reviews. You're going to need a 4-star higher rating. You're going to need a certain BSR if you're using one of the agencies, that is, to actually get in there. I mean, you can get in there naturally if you know how to do it or get lucky. But there are agencies and are people that will help you do that. But there's some rules, and they take a cut of it too. But it can be a 10 to 30% lift in your sales.
Yeah. Okay, what's the next one?
Okay, just give me a second. Let's see.
Kevin, how much time you got?
I got 26 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. I got some time. I'm going to be jumping on a Clubhouse here after we're done. Is that
Rana's?
Yeah, I'm going to jump it. So anybody that's on Clubhouse, be sure to hop over there to jump on that for a little while I do some work.
By the way, I forgot to ask you, we have a Clubhouse meet with all the guests that come on during the week. We've just started this, and it's Mondays at 1:30. I'm not sure if you have time at 1:30 to join us, but
yeah, I saw that come through, and you invited me a couple times, but I have a Freedom Ticket extra call at that exact time on Mondays.
Okay.
I have to do a live Q&A with all my Freedom Ticket students for about an hour and a half right then every Monday.
All right.
That's why I can't make.
So you weren't ignoring me?
I wasn't ignoring you. I was actually on another Q&A session that these guys are paying for. So
no problem.
I gotta do that.
Okay, very good.
All right, this is from Daniel. Do you always include packaging photos in the first picture?
I try to, yes. Amazon says you really shouldn't do that. They just want the product, but I ignore their advice and I show the packaging.
I agree.
If it's good packaging, I mean, you don't want to show your poly bag necessarily, but if it's good packaging, yeah, I think it makes a difference.
And by the way, if you're putting packaging up, or if you're putting, just anything that might need Photoshop, make sure you do it. I'll give you 2 examples. So I was selling this transparent bottle, and you have it in the packaging. The packaging had little rips, not little rips, but wear, and it didn't look very nice. And the packaging of the transparent bottle showed the instructions coming through in the back, and it was an eyesore. So go to a photo guy and Photoshop it, and it just looked amazing. But a lot of people don't, they'll just take a picture of their package. They don't let their Photoshop or graphic artist to touch it up. And I was talking to a group yesterday where you're talking about sheets or pillowcases or stuff like that, where you've got just natural wrinkles in them. Well, Photoshop the wrinkles out so it looks like it's touched. Well, it doesn't look like it's touched up, but it looks perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've had that problem with some of my one of my dog treat packaging, not the bully sticks, but another one where it was in a burlap kind of bag, and the bag just was crinkled and didn't look it didn't look good in the photo. So we had to, exactly what you just said, had to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is from Manny. What is your opinion on Brandon Young's keyword relevancy Excel sheet? Is this a good way to eliminate the risk of a product?
I think Brandon Young's a pretty sharp guy. He actually is a successful seller. Some people say they are and they're not, but he actually is. He's got a unique way that he uses helium-10 and finds keywords, and I think there's some good stuff of what he's showing there. It's not the only way. There's different ways, but I haven't seen. It's been about a year since I saw his spreadsheet, so I don't know if he's updated it. So I don't know what the exact latest one was. What I saw about a year ago was good. It's a good way to analyze opportunity and to maybe find a niche that you can fulfill. So I think I don't see any problem with it.
Okay.
There's always risk. I mean, it's not going to you say here eliminate risk. It doesn't eliminate, it reduces. So there's always risk.
Okay, this one is from our personal Facebook page from Dave. Kevin, who would you recommend for kitting and bundling services in the U.S.?
I don't have a recommendation for you. I think maybe Norm would know some people because I don't do bundling or kitting in the U.S. So, and I can't recommend someone I haven't used.
Right. So I know if you want to PM me or Kelsey, we can get back to him with a guy that I know in Arizona. Excuse me, Brian Lipschwitz. And if you're looking, I don't like promoting my own businesses, but we have a service in Pennsylvania that we can handle, which is Honu Finance. And you just have to, or sorry, Honu, that's another business. Honu Worldwide.
I told you he's got 177 of them.
Yeah. Honu Worldwide. Talk to Afalabi. He's my partner over there. And he could probably do the kitting and assembly.
Okay, this is from Simon. What is the ideal FBA inventory level? What is the absolute minimum that doesn't hurt rank?
I don't know what the absolute minimum is. That I don't know the exact formula, but what I've been told from people that I trust their opinion is you should always try to maintain a 30-day supply. So if you're selling 10 units a day, I would be trying to maintain an inventory level of around 300. If it dips to 270, it's probably not going to be that big a deal, but a 30-day rolling supply is what I have heard is what the algorithm is that or more is ideal for the algorithm.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Okay, and I saw some comments come in about the internet quality. It seems to be fine on the Facebook, but I think some people on YouTube are having some difficulties.
Oh, really?
If you want to go over to our Facebook page, either the Beard Nation, Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and eCommerce Collective Facebook group, or our Facebook page, the Lunch with Norm podcast, I might be able to fix it. I'm not sure if I got those mixed up, but one of our channels isn't working well. But yeah, thank you for letting us know. We'll look into that. Okay, from David, do posts have anything to do with ranking, or is that irrelevant?
I don't have any evidence that posts affect your ranking. Do you have any? I know you do some stuff with posts. Norm, have you seen it be a factor in ranking? Other than if you get some sales off it, obviously that any kind of sales is a factor. But
what I see is higher conversion rates. And if your conversion rates can go up, that might be able to help you. I don't have any direct evidence that, it can help your ranking.
Okay.
But by the way, when you're doing your posts, make sure you put a keyword phrase in, and that might be something like I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, and I don't know if you can get ranked. But that's something I've been doing right now, kind of on the side, is every post that I do, I add a keyword. Who knows? Who knows what's ranking?
Okay, from Jeffrey, do either of you enroll in B2B on Amazon and upload your user manual and our technical specifications to your listing?
I am in B2B on some of my products, and I do the B2B pricing, but it's not a product that needs a manual. I do upload. One of my products does have it's a hazardous material, so we do upload the SDS data sheets in the business, so that people, because some companies need that for their files or before they can order, they gotta have that on file. So I do that, but I don't have anything that needs a user manual. But if I did, I would upload it there. But yeah, to answer your question, yes.
Yeah, I'm the same. B2B. You would not believe, especially depending on the product, but what type of sales can be generated through B2B channel.
One of our products, about 30% comes there.
Is it that high?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, when we first started selling it, the sales would just drop Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sales just cool. We're like, what the heck? And then we go into the B2B, and they give you that breakdown of how many sales you've made and the little reports and stuff, and you start seeing stuff show up in your payments reports. I never had this really happen before because B2B had always been fairly small, but now I guess some of the B2B customers, they invoice them, they don't actually pay for it right there. They get invoices, so it shows up in your seller. When you go in to look at your money, and you're like, oh, I got $5,000, in my available funds, and there's another line right below it, business customers. It's a separate like bank balance almost. I don't know if you've seen this in your accounts, Norm, where it's $1,000 in that bank balance, and as soon as those guys pay their invoice, that jumps way up, and it can make it, depending on some products, it can be dramatic. If you set up those business-to-business discounts and are in the BDB program, it can be big, especially if you're a minority. If you're a woman-owned business, or you're a person of color, or a minority in the United States, or you fit some other category, some are veterans. It just depends. But if you can, Amazon has little check boxes when you sign up for B2B, and if you qualify for any of those, make sure you check those, because there are people that are out there that are buying on Amazon. We have the national parks, U.S. national parks buy a whole bunch of one of our products. We had DHL buy one of our products. We've had big corporate companies are going on Amazon and buying stuff for their companies. And some of those guys, they have quotas where they got to buy, 20% of their supplies have to come from minority-owned businesses, or we support veterans, so a certain percentage have to be from veteran-owned businesses or whatever, and they can filter by that on Amazon. So you can filter by, I need coffee cups. Show me only coffee cups that are being sold from veteran-owned businesses, and you go from 10,000 results to 6, or whatever the number is. I'm making the numbers up, but it can be a significant competitive advantage to you.
Very good.
Okay, there's still quite a few questions. So do you want to put a number on it?
How about we take 2 more questions, and then we'll cut it off at that point.
Okay, so Simon, what is your opinion on this theory that 249 bits in the title is the sweet spot?
I don't know that there's a sweet spot. I don't know about a sweet spot at 200, that you need to have exactly 249, and that's going to make some sort of magical difference. I don't see any. I've never seen any evidence of that. I don't know about you, Norm.
No, and I think I learned this from your partner, Steve. He was telling me that he was starting to experiment with shorter titles. And so what we ended up doing is cutting back and just playing around with shorter titles, main keyword, benefit, and not doing the really huge long titles. And this helped out with mobile, because most of the people are searching on mobile. And then we're putting our keywords, our main keywords, or relevant keywords in the back. We're not repeating them, which we used to do quite a bit of. And then filtering them through very small sentences on the keyword, on the bullets. But that's kind of the way we're playing it right now. The old 249 characters, keyword stuffed. I think more and more people are looking for engagement. So as long as you can rank for the main keywords, and I don't know about you, Kevin, but the way that I'm doing my keyword research and using the title, I used to, like when I first started, I'd go out and I'd take a look at the competitors and, oh, they're using this main keyword. Oh, I got to use that main keyword. I got to compete. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking the keywords, I'm analyzing the keywords, and we talk about buying keywords and browsing keywords. So let's use bully sticks. A browsing keyword is a pet treat or a dog chew. Bully stick is a buying keyword. However, bully sticks has 200,000 searches and it wouldn't be worth it. So you go down to organic bully stick or natural bully stick or whatever bully stick. Now you can see a bit more of a buying keyword. But just because it has high volume doesn't mean that's the keyword to use. So we find, okay, if something's got 20,000 and it only has 25 units a month, or something has 5,000 search volume and you get 125 units a month, that's the keyword that we're using in our main keyword for our title. Do you do anything like that, or do you say, nah, Norm, you suck? Oh, you're on mute. And that's probably because you said I suck.
Oh, damn it. Busted. No, I do something similar. I mean, I do look at what's the competition's using. I do an analysis of the title, the keywords, and other titles. But then I look, for opportunities and one that they're maybe missing. I overlay that with my own research and my Cerebro stuff and some of the other tools that I use that are not public tools, and brand analytics data and a bunch of stuff to actually see what am I going to zero in on. Most titles actually, are between 50 and 200 characters. So the 249 bits. Bits are usually a character. I mean, some characters are 2 bits, like the Enye in Spanish and stuff like that. So 249 in a lot of cases actually is going to actually not work because you potentially get suppressed because it's too long.
Depending on those special characters.
It's usually 50 to 200 is what Amazon's wanting, not the 249.
All right. Next question.
Okay, so this is the last one.
Yep.
Sorry everyone, we can't get to everyone. It's just we'd be here for hours, I think, answering these. This is from the personal Facebook page from Claudia, so I can't bring it up. But why do you have chatbot asking for reviews? We use ManyChat omnichannel, asking for reviews always via SMS.
I don't ask for reviews, period. I don't use any ManyChat flows. I don't use any follow-up email sequences. I let the product speak for itself. And the natural review rate for someone typing a review, actually a written like sentences, is about 1% to 2%. The actual review rate, now that you don't have to type a sentence, you can just do a rating. I'm seeing about a 4 to 8%. And I do use that when I'm analyzing competition, when I'm looking to get into a category, the rated review on a product is something that I do look at on my competition to see what they're doing. So someone that's getting a 20-30% review rate, I know they're doing something fishy. They're doing some sort of incentivized, most likely some sort of incentivized program to get those reviews. Someone that's at 10-11%, they may just be doing an email follow-up thing or something like that. But those are some of the factors I look at, because reviews are currency on Amazon now. Yeah. If you even talk to some of these aggregators that are buying up Amazon businesses, a lot of them will tell you the reviews are the moat around the product, and they like products that have a good sales history with lots of reviews, because it gives a big barrier against competition. But I still, people always say, how do I get reviews? How do I get reviews? I use the early reviewer program. I use Vine, and I put out a good product. But I've never incentivized them or even done. I used to do the email follow-ups, but to me, that annoys people more than anything else. I've tested hitting a little button to go ask for reviews on Amazon. It didn't seem like for me, it was a waste of time. If I had a VA doing it, maybe they could sit there, or had a software tool that did it, for that extra 0.5% or 1% bump, maybe it's worth it. But for me, it's like, it's just put out a good product that solves people's problems. I'll leave reviews.
Agree, 100%. If you do put out a review, I just bought a light for my for my office. So it came in. Is this 2017 or what? If you like this product, go, like it said, leave us a review. And I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, if Amazon grabs that and sees that, I mean, that's instant, see you later.
Yeah. I see it all the time. I mean, we order a lot of stuff, me and my wife, from Amazon, and I have a file here. I actually keep them, a little, I call it a swap file. I have a little notebook. I put them when I she'll be opening the box, throwing the stuff out. Like, no, let me see that piece of paper. It's just some garbage. No, let me see what they're saying. I want to, reverse engineer. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people still violating the rules and getting away with it.
Yeah. And
at some point, it's going to catch up to them. And those are the people that I don't really want to compete against, because they're not playing fair. They're stealing the other team's signals.
Yep. Okay, so I think that's about it. I'm sorry we couldn't get to all the questions, but Kevin, so you've got Freedom Ticket, you've got the Billionaire Dollar Summit coming up, Seller Summit coming up. Why don't you talk a little bit about both, and then I will see you on Clubhouse.
Sure. Yeah. So if you're a new seller out there, I have a course called Freedom Ticket. You can go to freedomticket.com. But You don't need to buy the course. You can get it for free. If you're a Helium 10 member, so if you have just the basic membership to Helium 10, I think it's $97 a month, or I don't know, Norm, you might have a code that gets some a discount or something. I don't know if you do or not. But as long as you're a member to that, you get access to the course. So it's about 80 hours. It's pretty much an A to Z. It was voted the best course in the business in the seller poll last year for new sellers. So I have that. And then if you're an advanced seller, this is not for new people, but if you're advanced, if you're already doing into the millions of dollars of sales on Amazon, or about to hit the millions of dollars of sales, the $1 Billion Seller Summit is an event I normally do in person. And I did 2 of them in 2019. Last year didn't do anything because of the pandemic. I have one coming up in person in September of 2021 here in Austin. But I'm doing a virtual one next week, actually, on Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So it's not the same as in person. In person's a lot of fun. We do a lot of stuff differently than the normal conference. So we're trying to take as much of that as we can to the online one. This is not some Zoom or StreamYard or GoToWebinar type of thing. This is a special kind of event software thing that we're doing, and it's going to be pretty cool. It's with the sponsors and speakers and everything, there's about 130, 140 people that are in there, and it's next level tactics. This is not stuff you hear on podcasts, not stuff you hear anywhere else. A lot of the speakers are sharing stuff that they've never shared before. Part of that's because of the level of in the group. Plus, this year I'm putting cash prizes on it. So the speakers, whoever's voted the best speaker or best presentation, is getting $5,000 U.S. cash. And then we have a ninja contest where you can participate, and if you got some sort of cool tip or trick, you can share that, and you might win $2,500 cash. It's plus all the content that you're getting from all the speakers that they're showing, and it's I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be really good. It's next level stuff. But yeah, if $1BillionSellerSummit.com is the page if you're interested. I don't know how much longer the tickets will be on sale. I know a whole bunch came in yesterday, and I'm limited. The software has a limit and how many it can do, and also I'm limited by contract. So at some point, I'm expecting in the next 24 to 48 hours, it'll probably say sold out.
Okay, very good, Kevin. So now it's about that time. Wheel of Kelsey.
And I got a request. What was the clubhouse that you'll be on?
Oh, we're going to, I don't know which one it is, but it's run by Rana, R-A-N-A.
It's called Amazon Mastermind, Advanced Strategy Techniques Mindset. So if you just search for Amazon Mastermind, Advanced Strategy Techniques and Mindset.
There we go.
Perfect. Okay, so time for the wheel.
Here we go.
All right. So 3, 2, 1.
Oh, who got it?
Oleg.
Did Oleg?
Oleg.
Yeah, Oleg is the winner.
All right. Congratulations, Oleg.
Congrats, Oleg. You can contact me, k@lunchwithnorm.com. Also, you can just message me on Facebook, and I'll get your address.
Very good. All right, Mr. King, we will see you next month. Thank you again for coming onto the podcast this month, and enjoyed having you.
Glad to be here, man. It's always a blast. I always look forward to it. Anytime I can spend time with Norm, cigar or not, it's always a good time.
Now I got to switch Kevin the dog.
And good to see you too, Kelsey.
All right, it's always a pleasure.
All right, everybody. So thank you for joining today. Like usual, Kevin dropped nuggets, lots of them. Let's see. Actually, Kelsey, come on back, or you're there.
I'm right here.
All right. So I guess we have to say a few things about smashing and liking and things that you forgot the first time.
I thought I snuck it in there.
You might, maybe you did. I'm an old guy. It's okay for me to forget things.
All right. So if you guys are still around, you're waiting for this little discussion me and Norm have, smash those like buttons, share this video, get the word out on the Lunch with Norm podcast. It does so much good, and we really appreciate it. Yeah, so if there ever is an issue with the internet on Facebook or YouTube, just try going to the other one. I'm not sure if it's on Facebook or if it's something to do with our streaming program, but it seems to be that if one's down, the other one is still working. And yeah, let me see.
So
join the Beard Nation.
Yep, joining the Beard Nation. But Bill King, no relation to Kevin King, is going to be on Monday, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, like, Bill's been on before. Just a sec here. He's a part of Phrase, but he's the head of marketing over at Phrase.io, which is an incredible tool for building content. However, we're going to be talking more about the SEO game and how that's changing has changed over the last little while, and how it's affecting e-commerce sellers. So tune in for that. That's going to be awesome. And I guess we're at the end. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of the community, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Lunch with the